Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. I wanted to show you now. I have my cowl done. I actually have the scarf done too, for the 3-in-1 cowl scarf pattern, the Veralyn pattern. And this just looks so lovely in the blanket stitch. I have my ends all weaved in, and now I'm ready to join this. I have quite a long section of yarn. I'm going to go back and forth. So with the cowl, you just fold it together. There is no right side or wrong side, so just fold it together, okay? And I like to just align the edges and put a couple clips here. These are actually clips I use in my quilting. And they just work real nice just to kind of hold it in place. Get my ends lined up first, and then I'll just put a clip in the middle. Okay, and I'll use these same clips when I join the cowl with the scarf. Okay, I have my yarn needle threaded here, and here's my end that I left my piece in, and now I'm just going to go back and forth. Now I go once this way and then I'll come back. I always like to do it double because it just gives it more stability. I'm actually going to move this over a little bit. And you could either go back through it like this and then weave back through this side. I'll show you here. And it's really not going to matter. You're not going to see the stitches either way. So you can go back and forth like this, or you can do the whip stitch where I've come out this side and then I'll come back around this side, and it brings that yarn over that piece. I think it's kind of good to do both ways if you want, but there is no hard and fast rule on exactly which you have to pull and do. It would be nice if I'd pull the right section of yarn, wouldn't it? I keep pulling the wrong tail. And if I wanted to do another whip stitch, I would just go like this. Here we go. And that comes over it. So I'm just going to continue moving my little clip here, and you just continue going across until you have it all joined. Then we're going to go across the other way. Like I said, I'm going to come back, and then I'm just going to weave the yarn back and forth here a couple different times, and then I'll snip off my excess tail, and then I will have a hooded, see here, you can see it's joined here. You can't tell where I joined it. And I will have a joined cowl to put onto my scarf that I've made, okay? Okay, we have our cowl joined. This is a side where there's a seam. This here is a side without the seam. So we're going to take the seam and turn it to the inside. And I'm going to fold it right where the seam is. So that is going to join up. This side right here is going to join up with a fold in the scarf. And this is the scarf here. Okay, and all I'm going to do is fold this in half the long way, making sure to line up my edges just like that. But I'm going to be working on this side here where the fold is. And on this top part, actually what I'm going to do probably here is I'll put a stitch marker. I'll put like a little clip. I know that that is the corner of my piece. So I can open it. And here was the inside seam on here, so I have that to the inside. Right here is that inside piece. And that's what I'm going to line up with this corner. Right here. I'm going to fold this back over. I'm going to take some more of these clips. They work really nice for this. So I'm going to move this over the top of both of them. And now I'm just going to put a couple more stitch markers in. And this is the piece here. Right here is where the other side of my cowl is when it's laying flat. I will join it to here on this side. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just holding them together and putting my stitch marker all the way to this end right here. That way it'll be even. And I have my stitch markers holding everything together. So then what I'm going to do is take my already threaded yarn, needle, and I'm going to start right here and go through both the scarf and the cowl. And I have quite a long piece, enough to go back and forth. And then I'm going to, since I went in this side, I'm going to go through this side. I'm just going to do a whip stitch. And I'm going to continue to work this all the way around. And like I said, I'm going to come back and do another one, just to make sure it's secure. And then this will be all done. Once I weave in my yarn ends and snip them off, this will be all done and ready to wear. So I'm going to keep working around this neck opening. And when I get to here, this is where I'll weave it in. And then I'll clip off the excess. Okay, this is all joined. And there is probably about a 1/2 inch difference in between the two sections here where they join. And now we're just going to flip it inside out. Here's our cowl. And there, you can't even tell that there's a seam. And here's our scarf on the other side. And this is all ready to wear. And style.